All right, folks, welcome to the opening ceremony of UTS. Today is going to be a brief introduction into what we are going to do. So to begin with, the objectives. There's 5 main objectives of UTS. Number 1, understand the charts. When you open TradingView and you see the candlesticks, what does that mean? What are you looking at? The odds are that most of you don't know and don't care, which is incorrect and incomplete. You have to be in the correct frame of mind while trading. You have to know exactly what's happening. What are you trading? What's at least a brief understanding of the history of the charts. You have to understand the markets. What's the purpose of the markets? Were the markets created to flip $100 to $1 million in 2 weeks? Nope. They were created to generate a fixed, semi-predictable annual income or annual return. And they are best used by the biggest institutions and hedge funds in the world and by the wealthiest people the correct way, which is producing a predictable annual income. You can stretch it a bit and predict a monthly return. Obviously, the things you can do with the charts, they're quite the achievement. But never stray from the main purpose of the markets, which is generating a monthly income or generating an annual return, right? Sure, you can eventually, if you have the skill, you can easily flip accounts. You can easily achieve an extremely large percent gain in a short period of time. Yes, that's also possible. But the main objective is producing a steady monthly or annual income, right? We'll go more into it in the later chapters. Secondly, avoid herd mentality. 95% of traders lose. Therefore, you'd think it's a lot easier. Everyone looks for an edge. Right? Everyone looks for the new holy grail. But if everyone's losing, then you'd think that the simplest answer is to simply fade everyone, which it is. Right? So avoid herd mentality. Third of all, achieve independent thinking in technical analysis. What does this mean? This means you don't care about anyone else's charts, weekly outlooks, threads of trade breakdowns, that kind of bullshit. None of that matters. All that matters to you is you and your charts. Everything else is secondary and background noise, right? So you don't look for signals. You are the signal provider, right? Number 4, achieve excellence in analysis. Before I became profitable, and I don't like using that term, I'll get into that later, but before I started getting serious results in terms of monetary gains from trading, like serious results, I was losing, obviously. The only thing that kept me going was that I saw that at analysis, I was great. I was one of the best in the world. And that kept me going, right? The ability to analyze. And again, I'll go more in depth into analysis. How do you use analysis to generate an income? in the later chapters. And finally, achieve excellence in execution. As we know, analysis and execution are two, they're worlds apart, right? They're not even the same galaxy. So achieve excellence in both analysis and execution, because the worst thing you can do is be a good analyst and a subpar trader with bad execution. And the secret is easy. If you want to become a good backtester, then backtest more. If you want to become a good analyst, analyze more. If you want to become a good trader, execute more. UTS. UTS is divided into two main parts. Number one is the video library. Number two is the private chat. Your focus should be mainly on this. Right? So your major focus, the vast majority of your attention span should be spent looking at this. Chapter 1, what are the markets? Why turtle soup? Chapter 2, advanced market profiles. Chapter 3, how to pick the best turtle soups. Chapter 4, advanced range theory. Chapter 5, 3 bread and butter turtle soup models. Chapter 6, execution and trade management. And finally, Chapter 7, piecing together the puzzle of trading. How to trade successfully, at least theoretically. The private chat is going to be a live stream of correcting mistakes, potentially more. Application of the concepts, I'll be there to monitor. And correction of beginner mistakes by the senior students, verified by me. And the third section, perhaps I'll add it afterwards, one-on-ones. Before starting, here's the study instructions. First of all, understand the gravity of the journey you're embarking on. You don't go on the first day of medical school and try and do an open heart surgery, right? You don't go on the first day during your engineering university career. You don't go on the first day and demand to construct a building, right? On your first day in law school, you don't go and demand to defend the country's biggest criminal. You just don't. It's a process. Same way, you don't come into trading 2 weeks in and demand the markets to give you $1 million, right? To flip $100 to $1 billion with the Excel spreadsheet. You don't. It's a process. It's a career. And if you're smart, it's going to be the shortest and most successful career you can ever choose. All it needs is 3 to 6 months of intense study and you're free. So 3 to 6 months of intense study and then 3 to 6 months of intense getting used to, and you are set for life. You have a skill which nobody can take from you, which is yours forever. But those are the prerequisites. Secondly, undivided attention is paramount. Go and unfollow everyone except me and ICT before starting. A lot of you follow way too many people, right? And that causes a distraction and scattering of the attention. Do I look at his turtle soup or his thread or his trade breakdown or his video, his YouTube, his Discord? Pick one mentor, 2 at the very max, and stick to them. the only people I learned from, and I hold the world record for the highest accuracy, live verifiable track record in the world. The only person I learned from is ICT and my own charts, which led to my own discoveries, right? Third of all, study with a notepad in hand. I've seen many traders along the years, a lot, with decades and decades of experience, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of experience in markets. They all had one thing in common. Well, they had a bunch of things in common, but one of the main characteristics they had in common was attention to detail. As I speak, you should be writing down the questions that come to your mind and think critically, right? So write down the questions. Why is he saying this? What if he's saying you should sell an old high? What if it keeps going higher, right? Ask yourself logical questions, logical, critical, well thought out questions as you watch, right? Don't binge watch. Don't Netflix watch. Watch like it's a career, because it is, right? So the notepad and the pen is crucial. And that's all I want to tell you today. I'll see you all in chapter 1 on April the 11th. That's in a couple of days. I wish you good luck, good trading, and welcome to UTS.